I'm Clint Grover with Never Done Industries, and today I'm going to tell you guys a story about how I got stuck as shit in the snow. Alright, so the story begins. I had my kids over, Kyler and Hayden, they're the ones helping me on the father-son's truck build. They were over and they had some friends over for the day, right? And so it started out normal. Everything was just like you'd expect when you've got kids with friends over, right? They're playing video games, they're hanging out, they're having some fun. Well, after a little while of this, we decided, you know what, it's nice outside. We've got a bunch of snow. We've got some property, a little over 6 acres of property, and we've got some snow drifts, some hills, stuff like that. We ought to take the kids outside and go have some fun. And this is an opportunity for me to go out and do stupid stuff in my truck. And so I asked the kids, I'm like, hey, would you guys, they're friends, I asked them, would you guys be interested in going out and spinning some cookies in a Super Duty? And then maybe after that, we can tie a rope to a sled and I can pull you guys around behind the truck. And of course, they were like, yeah, that sounds cool, let's do that. And they live in town, and so they don't usually get to do that kind of stuff. And so they're pretty pumped about that. And so we're like, all right, cool, here we go. So we get into the Super Duty, we get it all fired up and everything, and we start cruising, and they're all excited because they hadn't ridden in a lifted truck before. And they're looking out the windows and they're so happy and stuff. And we get on around, and we get around to the back side of the house here. I'll show you how everything's laid out, okay? So here's how we've got it. So right over here, we have my house, and there's a garage off of that, right? And then there's a driveway. This is where the Super Duty was at, okay? So you come around the house, then there's a side driveway, and then back here is where my property is at. It's like a big, long rectangle, okay? And so we're cruising along back here, and I'm letting the Super Duty warm up, okay? Because it's cold started, okay? So we're cruising along. You come along back here. Right over here, we have what we call the car barn. That's where a bunch of the cars are housed. And it's kind of a long rectangle building. It's like 30 by 100, okay? So we got the car barn. There's like the Bronco and the rat rod and the Camaro and the tractor and all that stuff in there. Then next to the car barn, you have the shop. And it's one of the old school dome, like potato cellar style. We're in Idaho, so potato stuff, guys. Anyway, potato cellar style shops. And you keep on going, do. We're still warming the truck up. We're cruising along. After a little while, you come past some granaries, right? That's where they hold grain for those of you guys that live in the city. And they're shaped kind of like this, right? There's 3 or 4 of those, I guess. So you come on past those, and the truck's starting to warm up. We're almost there. So then you turn just past the granaries, and there's an area right here where they were going to, this used to be an animal property, okay? They had cows and horses and stuff, goats, that kind of thing. So a lot of these areas are fenced and things. Anyway, so right here, we have this long section of concrete that I call the burnout pad, because that's what it is for a car guy. It was actually set up where they were going to put corrals and stuff on either side, like feed bin type deal for cows or whatever. Anyway, so you come across the burnout pads. We're cruising along, we're driving along, and the snow is not bad at all here, okay? Like, everything's totally cool. It's not until you get way down here farther that there's some really, really, really gnarly drifts, okay? Well, keep in mind, I had not been out around the property for a couple of weeks, okay? So I didn't know how bad the snow was drifted. I know it was probably drifted, but I didn't know how bad. Anyway, so we're cruising along, and the way the property is set up is it comes over here, and then this area over here is like pasture, essentially, okay? And there's fences and stuff. So there's a fence way over here, and there's just fields out there that I don't own. And then inside of that, there is another fence right here, okay? And so the big plan was that we were going to go over here, because I knew there was going to be a bunch of snow over there. So we were going to go over here, okay? So over here, what we have is along this fence line, there's a spot right here where the fence comes up, and there's posts right there. This will be important to the story, trust me. There's posts right here. And that is where you drive through, okay? And so keep that in mind. So here we are, cruising along in the Super Duty right here. We come down past the burnout pad and we're getting into the sweet spot where the snow's at, okay? This is snow. Well, as we start coming through here, the snow's not bad at all right here, okay? And my big plan is I'm gonna be spinning cookies like crazy over here and having all the cool guy stuff happen. And I knew that there would be some drifting over here. And I figured it would be fairly small, okay? Because the snow drifts off of the field. Well, as we start getting down over here, my oldest boy, Kyler, mentions to me, "Hey, Dad, that snow is pretty deep. I think those drifts are deeper than you're thinking." Okay? No, we're in the Super Duty, the never done Super Duty. It's lifted, it's got 37-inch BF Goodrich KM3s on it. It can't be stopped, right? Bang on your chest. Sorry about the audio, I know that was probably loud for you guys. Okay, so we start getting over here and I start noticing he might be right. This is getting deep. And I notice that it looks like it's pretty much deep everywhere that way, okay? Like deep, deep, okay? So we keep cruising along. We get to about here and Kyler says, "Hey, Dad, I think this snow might be too deep for the Super Duty." No, we're walking through it fine, okay? Well, I look up in the rear view at this point to see how deep it looks like it is. I'm not going to stop, right? Like we're going to keep some momentum. And my plan is I'm just going to cruise through that, come around, and then we'll spin all the cookies. Well, I'm looking back and in my rear view mirror, I can see that the tracks are like 2 feet deep behind me. And I'm thinking, if this gets much deeper, I have a problem, okay? But I'm cruising along at like 15, 20 miles an hour, maybe, plenty to push through the snow. We're having a good time, you know, the kids are happy and cheered, except for Kyler. He's got some concern. Hayden probably did too, but he wasn't saying anything. And so we get up to here. Well, here's a problem. The truck barely fits between those posts, okay? Now those posts are almost as tall as I am, right? And I'm 6'3", okay? Well, as I'm pulling up to them, I didn't register this, but I noticed this. The snow is up just about to the top of them, okay? Well, I can't just go hauling ass through there because if I slip and slide, I'm gonna whack one of the posts and mess up the body on the Super Duty, right? So I don't wanna do that. So I cruise into here, and I slow down. And as I slow down, the truck goes bloop and sinks. Bzzz. Tires start spinning. Here's where we are, okay? So here is the Super Duty. And we have a little bit of a problem because normally it sits really tall and the wheels are way down here and it looks all cool. But we have a bit of a problem because now it's sitting about like this in the snow, okay? So I'm like, no big deal, I'll get out of this, okay? And so I try to go forward, tires are spinning. I try to go backward, tires are spinning, okay? I'm like, all right, let's try. I was in four-wheel drive, 4-high, okay? So I had tried 4-high. While I was in 4-high, I tried going with the wheel straight. I tried turning the wheel one way. I tried turning the wheel the other way. I'm grabbing zero traction. So I'm like, all right, well, let's try 2. Just maybe we can get it to squat and come out, right? And I'm trying all kinds of things. I'm trying really light throttle. I'm trying just hammering it so it'll like torque twist, blah, 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 like that. So I try 4-high, nothing. I try 4-low, nothing. I try 2, nothing. I try slow, I try fast, I try turning the wheels, I try wheels straight, nothing. All right, plan B. So over here, we have our wood shed. We burn wood, like, you know, old people, because I'm old. So, plan B. Send the kids, Kyler actually is the one that had to do it. Send Kyler over here, tracking through the snow, which by the way was almost 4 feet deep, okay? That's some serious snow, right? Like the dude's barely taller than 4 feet. So he's trudging through, you know, waist to chest high snow. I'm standing there with it up to my belly button, right? And it's really wet snow. And so it's compacting under you, which is actually kind of nice because it's giving you a footing underneath it. But every time you step, you're stepping really big and you're really trying hard to go through it, okay? So it's total pain in the butt. Anyway, so Kyler goes over, he grabs a couple of logs, 4 logs, okay? 4 logs. And he brings them back. Here's the plan. This tire and the back tire on the passenger side are the ones that are spinning. We will wedge logs under those, drive right out, right? So we start doing that. We start wedging logs under there. We wedge them under there, try to go, nothing. Pull the logs back out. Get the shovel out. Shovel under the tires, wedge the logs under the tires more, okay? Try that, nothing. 4 high, 4 low, 2-wheel drive, turning, not turning, full throttle, no throttle, spinning the tires on the logs, tearing the hell out of everything, okay? During this, I have fender flares on the truck, right? You may have seen that video. If you haven't, we have 2 videos. One of them is the fender flares got stolen. The other one is me painting the fender flares. Anyway, during this time, I am throwing chunks of wood at the fender flares and breaking them. So now there's pieces of fender flare around here also, and we're still stuck, okay? So now we got to go to plan B, or plan C. Now we're on plan C. Plan C is, that's a shovel, guys. It's a shovel. So we shovel. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to shovel out the big ruts behind, or the big hills behind the tires, right? So we shovel those out, both sides. Try again. Nothing. No problem. The axles are packed with snow, okay? Because it's super condensed, packed, hard stuff. So shovel under the truck, shovel the axles out, okay? So we're shoveling and shoveling and shoveling, and the snow is really heavy, you know, as we're going. And the kids are helping me in the front. Kyler and his friend are in the front, and I'm in the back. Shoveling, shoveling, shoveling. Get done shoveling, jump back in. There's no way this isn't going to work, right? We've got logs under the tires. The axles are unburied. The tires are unburied. Everything's cool. Try going. No. What had happened is we were beached. The belly of the truck was laying on the snow. So the tires are now totally free spinning. Okay, so we're screwed. We're not going to be able to dig this thing out without tunneling under the truck and taking all night, right? And by this point we're soaking wet, okay? And so now we're on to plan D, right? Plan D, we need to pull this thing out. No problem. We have the never done Bronco right here. We'll go grab that. So the trek begins. I'm going to be green. Remember, we had a fence here. So I start trudging through the snow, the 4 freaking foot deep snow. Fence wasn't a problem because the snow was up over the fence. So all I had to do is get over the fence without catching my business on it. Trudge through the snow, trudge through the snow. And the snow came down to right there. Okay? So I'm cruising along, just walking, having a nice time, walk past the shop. Whoop. Go in there, jump in the never done Bronco, okay? I've got an Optima yellow top battery, the Deep Cycle Cool Guy expensive ass batteries in every one of my vehicles, okay? Jump in the Bronco. Click. Nothing. Guess what? Optima yellow tops suck ass in the winter. Any of you guys that have the yellow tops, in fact I actually had the same problem with a red top because I had that in the rat rod before. If you don't drive your vehicle regularly, like weekly, with those yellow tops, in the winter, the pieces of shit die, and you can usually charge them back up, but sometimes I've had a couple of them that you haven't been able to. So anyway, Bronco is freaking dead. Yes! So now it's time to get the Bronco on a charger. Charger is in the shop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. The extension cord is in the garage. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Bronco is now charging. Okay, that's charging. Bronco's now charging. Now what are we gonna do? So now we have a little bit of a problem, right? We have the Super Duty stuck and the freaking Bronco's dead. But guess what? I'm a car guy. I got other options. Right here, we have a tractor, and it's a little tiny tractor. It's like an old Ford 9N. It's actually a Massey, but it's kind of the same. Anyway, so walk over to the tractor. Now the tractor has one of the cheap Walmart old batteries in it, okay? There's no way this thing's gonna start, right? It's an old lead acid, like the cheapest one you could possibly get. Boom, fires right up, okay? Optima, think about that. Okay, so the cheap battery in the tractor fires right up, same temperature, same amount of time, all that kind of stuff. I usually start all my vehicles about once every month or so. Okay, so now it's time to get the tractor to the Super Duty, okay? You can't go this way, there's fences and stuff in the way. So, here we go. Driving the tractor, which is actually fun as hell because it's open, it's all cool, it's bouncy, right? Farmer John style. So I'm Farmer John and it, past the granaries, we get up here past the burnout pad, and I'm feeling cool because the kids are over here playing and I'm looking cool on the tractor, even though I look like an idiot for getting my damn truck stuck. And we get right over here, and at this point, we're roughly 60 to 70 feet away from the truck, okay? So, you erase some snow. Here is the tractor. Big tire on the back, little tire on the front, okay? Tractor's stuck. Like 70 feet away, okay? Now we got a problem. Now Dad looks like an idiot twice. So I go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Not happening. The tractor also has a bucket on it, okay? I try filling the bucket up with snow, lifting the bucket way up here so that it'll maybe put enough weight over the back tires that it'll be able to grab. Nothing. No, I don't have chains on the tractor and I don't have chains for the tractor. It's not even my tractor, I'm borrowing it. Okay, so now the tractor's stuck. So I holler at the kids, hey kids, come help. So the kids get to climb on the back of the tractor, right? I've got a scraper on the back of the tractor. So here is all the kids, and they're having a great time on the back of the tractor, right? Whee! This is fun, Dad! After about a half an hour of this crap, finally I get the tractor unstuck. So now we drive the tractor back. Now the tractor is very, very, very slow, okay? So we've got a half hour wasted here, plus the amount of time it took to drive clear over here. We drive the tractor back over here. We get the tractor parked, we jump out, try the Bronco again. Dead. Continue charging the Bronco. I don't really have a lot of options at this point, so what do? I turn to the magic of social media. So I put this post on Facebook, picture of my truck stuck as hell. Anybody with a truck bigger than mine want to come pull me out of 4 feet of wet snow. I'm sitting on the axles, there's a lot more snow under me, right? Now I have a lot of friends that are automotive friends, right? Like we're gearheads, that's what we like. That's the kind of friends I've got. I'm going to read you some of the comments, okay? First comment, where are you at? Tell them, oh, I'm at my house. Ha 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 ha. Second comment is a GIF. I think we're stuck. Third comment, does Scott need to bring the beast? Scott lives in a different town. I got a Cummins if you need some help. Lives in another town, but thank you. Finally we get a guy that is willing to help that lives in the same town. I can come out and help if you're not out yet. Cool. Option number 1. Another comment, send it. It's already been sent. Couple more like that. Most of the comments are just people talking shit, right? Ha ha ha, you're stuck. Oh, you want me to bring my Chevy? You want me to bring my Dodge? Ha ha ha, Ford sucks, blah, 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 right? So anyway, we go through all this crap. Finally, dude named Kyle, who's a Ford man, he gets a hold of me and he's like, hey man, I can come out and help you. Sweet. Awesome. Thank you very much. He's got a cool Ford too, right? It's a Super Duty. It's lifted. It's white. It's got mud tires. Cool stuff. Anyway, so he is on his way out. Okay, great. No problem, Kyle. You know, I'm out here. I'm ready to rock and roll, right? And so I know we've got a little bit of time until Kyle gets out here. And so I think, well, let's give the Bronco one more try. It's been it's been a little longer than a few minutes because I was on my phone, you know, hey, can somebody help? Oh, haha, responding to comments, all that kind of stuff, right? So now Kyle is on his way. He tells me it's going to be about 45 minutes. I decided to try the Bronco again. It's been charging for a while now. Vroom, fires right up. She's ready to rock and roll, baby. Cool. Kyle's already on his way, okay? Worst thing that can happen is this doesn't work. I still have help. Okay, so now we have the mighty never done Bronco on its way. Brrr. Before the Bronco comes out though, the tractor has to get out of the way. Get out of the way, tractor and kids. Okay, so put snow back. Snow's still there. So here comes the Bronco. Brrr. Stop right here, lock in the hubs. Put it in 4. Brrr. Cruising through the snow, no problem, everything's cool. Brrr. We get up here. Okay, now the Super Duty left tracks. Right there and right there. I know the Bronco isn't lifted, okay? It has like a 33-inch tire on it. It's the Maxxis Bighorns, which are awesome. So I decide, well, I'm not going to try to go through the deep, you know, crazy snow. I'm going to try to stay on the tracks of the Super Duty. So I'm driving the Bronco along. I pull the Bronco up right behind the Super Duty. No problem. It's walking through this like it's nothing, okay? The Bronco laughs in the face of these snow drifts, right? Because it's lighter, it's different wheelbase, several variables. Anyway, now the Bronco is right here and I can hook up to the Super Duty. So what do? Get the girlfriend, come out, drive the Super Duty. Her name's Denise. So girlfriend's in the Super Duty. I am in the Bronco. That's me. So what the plan is I am going to yank you. I've got about a 30-foot strap. I'm going to yank you. It's probably going to take a couple times. And when you come out, just follow me, okay? Don't let off. Just follow me. We are going to very easily and smoothly drive all the way back out in our tracks, and it's going to go perfectly, okay? So at this point, I contact Kyle because we have no problems, right? I have successfully succeeded, okay? I am ready to pull the Super Duty out and everything's gonna be great. So I get a hold of Kyle. Hey man, no need to come out. The Bronco's to the rescue, okay? So Kyle, he's going home. Go home, Kyle. Thank you very much for your offer to help. So now we get back in, we get these running, we get them all strapped up and everything, and we start going, give it a couple of yanks, and it freaking works, okay? Pull the Super Duty right up out of here, and my girlfriend's following me back. So we're both going back, we're still strapped together. Whoa. Well, I look out my rearview mirror, I can't see anything. The Bronco has been sitting in the barn, and there's a bunch of dust settled all over the windows. I didn't clean the freaking windows when I got it out of there, because I was in a bit of a hurry and I was a little bit excited about the whole thing. Because I still have all these kids over here who came over to have fun, not to help their friend's idiot dad who got his vehicle stuck, okay? And they have to go home fairly soon too. So we have a little bit of a problem. Anyway, so we yank the Super Duty out, and as we're going, we're cruising along, we're 30 feet apart, and right about here, the freaking Bronco falls off of the track into the deep ass snow, and the freaking snow, or the tires start spinning. I start throwing rooster tails up over the Super Duty. My girlfriend wasn't paying attention and didn't see that I had stopped. And she keeps coming, and I'm going, no, 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 no. And I'm waving out the window, stop, stop, stop. And she stops, stops right here, okay? So now the Super Duty is out. And the Bronco, we're gonna redraw this. The Bronco has fallen off into the snow, Okay, so now the Bronco, it looks something a little bit like this, is a little bit stuck, okay? No worries, right? No problem at all. I will just rock it back and forth. So we unhook the Super Duty, I'll rock it back and forth, and boom, I'll pull right up out of there like it's nothing. So I start rocking it back and forth, 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 back and forth. We're not getting very far, okay? My girlfriend is right here holding a camera, and she's videoing me, hopefully. And I'm going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I'm noticing that a lot of snow is getting thrown, right? And I'm asking if we're digging or if we're getting out. And she's thinking we're getting out, and I'm thinking we're getting out. We're not getting out. By this point, we're buried up to about there, okay? Now the Bronco won't move. Super Duty's out, great, I can get to work. No, I can't. Bronco is in the way, and it's freaking buried, okay? On top of that, when I was rocking it back and forth, it died. Guess what? Click! That freaking battery is dead again. Piece of freaking crap yellow top Optima battery. No problem. I have a Camaro in here that has another piece of crap Optima yellow top battery in it. I'll go get that. So hood goes up on the Bronco. Laugh it up, Chevy and Dodge guys. The Ford's got the hood up. Clint goes trudging back through the freaking 4-foot snow drifts. In here. Check the Camaro. Let's make sure this thing has some juice, okay? Got me sold. Undo it, pull it out. Now I'm packing a freaking heavy ass Optima yellow top battery back through the snow. So you triathlon guys ain't got shit on me, because I believe that this was roughly 32,000 miles with a weighted sled behind me, is how it felt. Just kidding. Anyway, so I get the freaking Camaro battery over here. I get it all installed back in the Bronco. Kids are still over here wondering what the hell. 2 of the kids had gone back in the house to play Fortnite again. I don't know how you spell it. They're playing Fortnite. They're done with me. Heck with you, Dad. You don't know what you're doing. The other 2 kids are still out here kind of messing around. So we get the Camaro battery in the Bronco. Jump in the Bronco. It's been a minute, okay? Jump in the Bronco. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? That battery does not have enough juice to start the Bronco. Great, now what are we gonna do, right? What in the hell are we gonna do? Guess what? Super Duty. Hood goes up. It's got a battery in it. I know that damn thing has some juice. So we pull this battery out, we put it in the bed along with the Bronco battery. So now we have 2 batteries in the bed, 1 under the hood. Trudge through the snow, get this one uninstalled, bring it back, put that one in the Bronco. Jump in the Bronco. Vroom! Now we're rocking. We got power, right? We actually have power. So we go back, digging, 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 digging. Finally it gets so bad, I know we're not gonna get out, right? It's just not gonna happen. I can't get this one out because I cannot go around it. The snow's too deep, I'm gonna get stuck again. Bronco's stuck in the way, it's not gonna get out. It runs now because it's got juice, but it can't do anything. Guess what we gotta do? Whoops. Hey, Kyle. What's up, man? Kyle's at home now, right? I'm thinking he's going to say, your problem, man. Nope, Kyle's a good guy. So Kyle says, no worries, I'm on my way back out. Great, thank you very much. Kyle don't live by me, right? Like, it's a 45-minute commute, okay? So thank you, Kyle. So Kyle, he jumps in his truck and he starts heading out, and I tell him, I'm like, hey man, you know, you're gonna need something that's lifted, something that's got big tires on it, okay? Because this snow is very deep, and if you bring something out here that's stock, you're gonna get stuck. And he says, no worries, I have a lifted truck that I'm gonna bring out. So now Kyle's on his way out with his lifted truck. There's nothing to be concerned about. All I've got to do now is go out there with my shovel again, start digging. At this point, it's time for the kids to go home. So now the girlfriend goes over and gets in her truck, the EcoBoost. She takes the kids. I've got an hour to burn, so I walk out there with my shovel and I start digging around the Bronco and trying to clear a path for the Super Duty to come out when Kyle gets there. And I'm digging and digging and digging, and I have an hour worth of digging, and so I yell something very loudly, like "I love kitties" or something like that. And finally, Kyle arrives. Kyle's a Ford man, and he brings his friend, who's a Ford man. Guess what they're driving? A Dodge. A damn Dodge, right? It is lifted, but it's a freaking Cummins diesel, okay? I'm a Ford guy. I don't want to get pulled out and saved by a damn Dodge. And I'm sure he didn't want to have to save me in a Dodge. Anyway, so he shows up in a freaking Dodge. So laugh it up, Dodge guys. Enjoy this. So he pulls out here, right, in his Dodge. Dodge is going to be brown for poop. It's going to be like this, even though it saved me. So there's the Dodge. Kyle pulls up over here. We get it all lined up, and he's in the shallow snow, right? Well, we still probably have like 50 feet from the shallow snow where he's at to the Bronco, okay? Well, what I've got is I've got a 30-foot strap, and then I had another like maybe 10-foot strap that you get in the little emergency kits, like the total cheesy, I'm definitely going to break straps. And so I was just going to daisy chain those babies together and try to get us as far away from the Bronco as I could. Well, Kyle drops his tailgate, and he has this great big tote in the back of the tailgate, or in the back of the bed. And he pulls it back, and he opens up the tailgate, or opens up the tote, and what's in it? This freaking massive rope. Okay, this thing's like, I don't know, 1.5 inches around or something. It's humongous. And it's coiled in there a zillion times, right? And he hands it to me. Here, have my mighty rope, right? From the Dodge. And so I start with his mighty rope, and I start walking, and I get like almost to the Bronco, and I'm thinking, I've gone like more than 50 feet. How do we still have rope? His rope was like 100 feet long. So he has this humongous 1.5 inch rope that's 100 feet long. So I'm, you know, envious of him. I've got rope envy at this point. So I get over here, I hook on, he hooks on. He's got a lot of extra rope right here, okay? And he tells me, all right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get a trail, like I'm gonna drive a little bit, get a trail, and I'm gonna back up, and I'm gonna hit it. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm not poop color. I think I was green. So I'm in the Bronco, here's me, I have a smile again, right? I'm waving, hi guys. And I'm watching my rear view, or watching my side view mirror. Okay, here we go, you know. And he backs up, and he gets ready, and his friend, who's also the Ford guy who's over here, he hollers out to me, okay, this one's for real. And I'm like, okay, this one's for real. And I'm kind of like getting stiff. For any of you guys that have ever been yanked out of a hole, it's not nice, okay? Like, I'm getting, thinking I'm probably getting ready to kiss the dash and the windshield and maybe the hood and all that stuff, right? When I get the whiplash forward from him yanking me backwards. But I'm thinking, all right, no big deal. He's not going to go crazy with this, right? Well, then I hear the turbo spooling up. Whoosh! He hammered that bitch, okay? So here comes the mighty Dodge. Whoo, he's hauling ass out of there, man, and that rope is whoosh, following him, and I'm like, and I'm leaning back, and I'm holding so freaking tight, and I'm waiting, and all of a sudden, whoo, the most buttery, smooth, beautiful, wonderful, it was a tension rope pull that I've ever had in my life. Hasn't happened very many times, of course. I'm a Ford man. Anyway, so this rope, it stretches as it pulls you out, right? And so it's so smooth out to right here. Because remember I was dug way, 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 way down? Well, now I got to get pulled up. So we go from buttery smooth wonderful to violent thrown in the air. Bang, bang, bang. Bronco's bouncing all over. I'm trying not to hit the fence posts along the way. Can't see anything. He's still ripping me. Finally we get the Bronco out, pulled over here. Okay, so now the Bronco, thank you Lord, is pulled over here. I need to illustrate this a little bit. So now, Bronco's over here. Right here, we have nice track, giant rut up, and then nice track. Okay? Super Duty's gonna have to go through that next. So, now we have the Bronco down here. Whoops, that's a crappy Bronco. Pretend like it's nice. Hood's up on the Bronco. Pull the damn battery out of the Bronco because it's got the Super Duty battery Super Duty battery in it. Trenching through this, walk down here, walk up, walk down, walk up. This right here is, probably 3.5 feet deep. Okay. So I get over here, put the Super Duty battery back in the Super Duty. Jump in the Super Duty, boom! Super Duty's already unstuck. That's great. All I have to do is make it through this. After a quick assessment, I decide that full throttle will be necessary. We are in fact going to have to send it, because otherwise I'm going to come in here, I'm going to drop down in these little bloops, and I'm going to be stuck as hell again, and we're going to have a problem. So keep in mind I have batteries in the back of this that I'm pretty sure are going to end up going either through my back window or maybe clear over the truck when I hit this. But I don't care, right? Because by this time I'm pissed and I'm way over this. So Dodge moves out of the way, Bronco's out of the way. Super Duty, I go forward a little bit and I start backing up. Bing! Hammer that baby. Zoo! We're going along. Hit bump number 1. Boom! 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 Right, bucking Bronco out of there. Whee! Come over here. Super Duty gets out. Everybody lives happily ever after. Thank you very much for watching. If you've got something to say, please comment below. Please like the video and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.